It's that dreaded word. No parent wants to hear when she's rushing to get out the door. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. You've got an appointment to make. You've got a presentation to deliver. People are waiting on you, and you need to get your child to daycare. You're paying for it. Yet, this little 2-year-old standing behind you is in a world all her own. She gets to say that word, no, and watch your world turn upside down. I remember the word no when I was a little girl. No was a bad word in my home. My mother taught me to respect and honor my elders. She said, girl, when the elders say jump, you better ask how high, say yes, and then comply. Honey, you've been outside for just a little too long. It's time to come in now. Yes, ma'am. Girl, don't you backtalk me. When I tell you to take out the garbage, you take it out because I said so. Yes, ma'am. This is our little secret. Don't you go telling anybody. You hear me? Yes, sir. Not all elders are honorable. I was apologizing for my no, submitting to their yes, all the while backing away from the very word that could have saved me. My mother had no idea she was setting me up for danger. I was physically and emotionally abused by adult caretakers. I determined that when I became an adult, any child in my care would voice her no and be heard. I don't always have to agree, but I could validate her world when no is a powerful, acceptable, and honorable word when she speaks it. Many years ago, I invite friends to my house for dinner. Among my friends is my best friend, Larry. My friends gather in the living room, conversing, laughing, the music's playing. My daughter is off to the side, inconspicuously typing away at the computer. I'm in the kitchen cooking, stirring pots, when I happen to notice out the corner of my eye, my friend Larry moving towards my daughter. He puts his hand on her shoulder. She flinches, gets up, and abruptly goes into her room. Larry shoots this annoyed look in my direction. I sort of give him this awkward smile and keep on cooking. Well, when my guests leave, I take my awkward, annoyed self into my daughter's room. What was that all about? She didn't answer at first, taken by my annoyance. And then finally she said, "Mommy, I don't like Larry touching me." I get it. Somewhere deep inside her, she felt unsafe places. I reached over to her and I said, "Tamarind, I'm so sorry, sweetie. And I'm really proud of you that you went with how you felt and you gave him your no. He was my friend. She is my daughter. She comes first. Larry doesn't come by anymore. My daughter's much older now, and she continues to use and empower herself with the word no. I, on the other hand, still working on mine. I take note when a stranger reaches to touch her glorious Nubian locks, and she jerks her head back and says, "No, you may not touch my hair." Or the time a colleague called her sweet thing, and she said, "No, my name is Tamarind." I don't always come to my own defense. Though I taught her, I'm still learning. And she inspires me. Sometimes I look at her and I'm reminded of the many times I wish I just said no. Is there a time in your life when you wish you had just said no? When we practice the word no, we protect our space. No is a word that says, I am not to be messed with. No is a word that says, you are not to be messed with. So, let's practice together. The next time someone asks you to give them time you do not have, you say, no. Woo! The next time a colleague asks for your personal number and you don't want to give it, you say, no. The next time your family wants you to chauffeur, and you made plans to have a quiet evening alone, you say what? No. And the next time your adorable, precious toddler screams, no! As you're rushing to get out the door, stop. Take a deep breath. Turn around and remember her world. Squat down and look deep in her eyes. Then breathe with her. And you can say to your child what I said to mine. Tamarind, I understand you don't want to go. And sweetie, it's okay to say no. And then, as I scooped her up into my loving arms and held her close, I said, but you're still going to childcare. You know, it's all right. She knows you're listening. Because even when you don't agree, your heart connection says yes to her experiences and yes to her world. Say yes to no. Everyone with me. Say yes to no. Thank you.